Welcome to Sri Matrika. I am your companion on this journey, and today we gather once again at the lotus feet of Lalita Mahatripura Sundari. In this space, we move beyond concepts to experience the Divine Mother as the very breath of our lives. Whether you are a long-time practitioner or a seeking soul, I'm honored to walk this path of silence, sound, and surrender with you. Let us explore her radiance together. We've seen the seasons turn and the mountains stand tall. Today, we look at the most powerful force of life in its simplest and innocent form. We look at an infant. When we see a baby, we often see something fragile. We see a need for protection. But if we look closer, we see a level of determination that we often lose as we grow older. Nature shows us that we are born with a heart that does not know how to give up. Today, we explore grit, the quiet power of a new beginning. Think about a child learning to walk. They do not stand up and run on the first try. They fall. They fall hundreds of times. They bump their heads. They stumble over their own feet. But have you ever noticed that a baby never decides that walking isn't for them? They do not feel embarrassed. They do not judge themselves for falling. As we grow, we become afraid of falling. We stop trying new things because we don't want to look foolish. But the child teaches us the truth about growth. Falling is not the opposite of walking. It is part of it. Every time a child falls, their brain and muscles learn something new about balance. Can we look at our own mistakes with the same eyes? Can we realize that we aren't failing, we're just learning how to stand? A baby is perfectly honest. When they're hungry, they cry. When they're tired, they sleep. They do not try to hide their feelings to make others comfortable. They're completely connected to their own truth. They do not have an ego telling them to pretend to be strong. We often spend so much energy trying to look like we have everything under control. We hide our needs and our hurts. But this honesty is where real grit comes from. When we are honest about our struggles, we can actually deal with them. The child teaches us that it is okay to be small. It is okay to need help. Strength is not about being loud. It is about being real. When we stop pretending, we find the energy to actually grow. Every day for a child is a brand new world. They can spend an hour looking at a blade of grass or a speck of dust. They have no past to regret and no future to worry about. They're entirely in the now. This is their secret power. Because they are in the present, they have limitless supply of energy to explore and try again. In our own practice, we can try to find this beginner's mind. We can try to look at our lives as if we are seeing them for the first time. When we let go of our old stories about who we are, we become as resilient as a child. We find the grit to keep going because we are not carrying the weight of yesterday's failures. We realize that every breath is a chance to start over. This is the true meaning of a life in flow, being forever young in our willingness to try. Life does not want to stop. It wants to move forward. It wants us to walk, to speak, and to shine. We were all that child once, and that grit is still inside us. Let us contemplate on this thought. Where have I stopped trying because I'm afraid to fall? Now, let us try to find the child within ourselves. Let us be brave enough to be beginners again. Let us trust that falling is just a part of standing up, and that we have the strength to keep trying until we find our balance. With that, let us humbly bow down to Divine Mother and to all the physical gurus, Guru Tattva, and our families who support us through this journey. May we always have the heart to start again. May we walk with the grit of a child. Sri Matre Namaha.